Savage playing on high, Sarge playing on medium.
And Savage kind of has to weed through a couple of layers of viruses here, just single thin layers, which can make some tricky navigation as we see Savage going a little, having to force place garbage, but making things work, getting that triple stack. Meanwhile, Sarge has a right heavy board, which means he's going to have to try to start to work down on that right side, really hoping for reds and eventually yellows on that right side.
Saw a nice sweet tea from Savage earlier, and her board is. I actually really like the look of her board right now.
Hmm.
It's very layered, but there's a good amount of double clear opportunities and zero drop clears. This is a nice drop clear to take care of column 7 as quickly as possible, and she has a 3 virus lead for the moment.
Yeah, it's so important not just to focus on one virus or one set of viruses. You know, scatter pills along the board. See what setups you have. You may have a setup that may just come to light with a couple of clears you have set up. So it's just really important to play just a good board everywhere here, and it is a good clear by Savage down to 3 here. Sarge not happy with himself, but I think he's playing an absolutely fine 6. Just a couple of really rough steps here in the end game.
Yeah, he had a totem pole or a traffic signal in column 8 earlier, and it's mostly taken care of at this point. He still needs a lot of red.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to be careful on that right side, not to drop any yellow garbage down. He could drop those connecting
There we
blues
go.
down, and this
Oh,
is a nice
perfect.
drill clear. And then the double red out at a 151. He's not happy with that, but it's not too terrible for your first gold run so far.
Looking at his board, if he can get a couple of double reds, that would be wonderful right now. There's one. And looks like, oh, no, it looks like he's setting up the horizontal. Interesting.
That was a great horizontal over there uh, by SgtSarros. Meanwhile, on Savage's board here, Savage maintaining good diversity on the board here, getting some really just nice clears with zero drop time. You love seeing plays like that. Savage has this easy under clear down to her final 3, and will likely take some drop time here just to set up for that final red, and that is what she does. And now free and clear, just needing that final red. Savage Octagon out at 245.
She demolished that 7, no doubt about it. Sarge, looking at his board, a little bit of a traffic signal situation in column 8. That's probably why he's shaking his head. But don't worry about it, man. Just play your game.
Yeah, I mean, your board's not going to be, perfectly clean, and you're going to have garbage, and no need to get mad at it. Just, figure out a way to get it off the board later on down the line. Sometimes that stack of garbage is just going to sit there for a dozen viruses or so. It's just all about how you follow what's going on the board here. As no red viruses on Sarge's side, and Savage is playing a pretty tight level 8 here.
Yeah, I'd like this setup in column 5 is the only sticking point. That's going to cause a little bit of blue garbage in column 4 for the time being, but now she can approach those red viruses horizontally from the left. So she's very well. Oh, nice little garbage clear to clean everything
Hmm.
up on her board.
Yeah, really smart play there. We've got
Hmm.
Sarge out just at sub 4 minutes here. And I know he's not bringing this or making this a close game, but he's still playing really, really well here. And it's, you note that level 6 to 9 really isn't played much in that silver bracket. It's, when you get to that semifinal spot, but he's still making great work here. Savage Octagon looking for, gonna go for the trip or the high elevation once, then the triple out at a 425. Savage in a 9 first.
Yeah, there was basically a no drop clear setup on the upper part of her board, so it made sense to take that clear first.
Savage has a lot to barrel through, and then that last part of the board, the lower half, not as concentrated on viruses, so a little bit of flexibility in the planning there, and a good under clear. It's going to set up potentially a double horizontal if Savage wants to take that, or Savage can go with the 0 clear, take the garbage and that red virus in column 1 out. Nice combo there by SgtSarros, and then a good follow-up play as well. He's down his final 10 as he's looking to knock it lapped.
Yeah, I really liked that play there. I mean, he was getting. It looked like he might have gotten ambitious to set up a little drop combo there, but he had a nice contingency in place as well. Nothing was really going to impede him from getting those virus clears. But now the only thing that's impeding him is a lack of red.
I was about to say, quoting one of my favorite Basement Jack songs, "Where's your red at?" Anyways, we continue here with more clearage. Savage down to her final 7 and 9. Sergeant down to his final red. Sergeant will make it to 9. Good seeing that there. So not getting lapped, always good in your first game here. Although that's a tough just layer of red and blue to start 9. Meanwhile, Savage getting a fortuitous double red and then a couple more reds means this is game 1 to Savage Octagon.
6:08, very good time. Pretty good showing by Sarge too, showing some skills and showing some good improvisation at the bottom of his board in 8 earlier.
Mm-hmm. Sarge continuing to rock his level 9 here.
Oh, now that he's reached the yellows on his board, it's looking like a much better board.
Yeah, and it's a very tight board on those last 4 rows, but that can really help in making some creative plays. Problem is, on these tighter boards, you do have to commit to a lot of directions, and really great finishing here by SgtSarros down to his final 13.
Honestly, this might be Sarge's best level of the block right here.
I completely agree with you, Pac.
Yeah, this looks like he's gonna horizontal out the yellow and try to make his way to the other yellow. And now he's going to try to dig to the horizontal blue clear.
Yeah, it does leave that red garbage up, though, which does kind of force what he has to do here. I think he just wants to finish this for pride.
Yeah, he just needs a fistful of blue. Very nice. And he's going to get out in less than 8 minutes.
All right. So Sarge finishing 6 to 9 officially at 7:55. And we're going to get ready for game number 2.
GG's all around as we get ready for game 2. Savage is ready. And we got Sarge who's ready.
All right. And Sarge not ready. Sarge now ready. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the Dave throwing that countdown in here in 3, 2, 1, and pills off we go in this second game in this best of 3 in our February top 16 bracket here for the DrMC Speed Championship, our 2025 season number 6. Hard to believe that is true, but it is. Right now we've got Savage Octagon versus SgtSarros. I'm JB Henry, and Packy here with you as well. And both players off to a pretty good start here, Packy.
Yeah, very, very left heavy for Sarge early, and Savage's board was kind of floaty earlier. Nice double red timing for Sarge there. This one's going to cause a little drop time, but that's fine. It just gives you a moment to kind of contemplate, clear your head a little, and figure out what you're going to do with your next piece.
Yeah, great play by Savage here, getting those double reds off the board, opening that final yellow, and really just making every sequence available to her here. Great clears by Sarge as well. Sarge just kind of leaving a lot of towers here. And I know, coming from somebody who does, like, I would say 75% of his clears vertically, when it's very important, Pack. Or tell us, I mean, really, how important is it to have those horizontal plays ready, really, at any elevation?
Well, if you have a relatively flat board, then horizontal clears mean less drop time, and less drop time means faster times. Each
Hmm.
row of drop time is a quarter of a second. And when you have a situation where you got to drill down, that's half a second to three quarters of a second you're losing to drop time. You want to set up those quick clears as much as you possibly can.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing really quick clears by both of these players. Savage is just absolutely blasted through level 7 here while we were talking. She's, yeah, already done through level 7 while we were talking about drop time here. Already down to her final 4 viruses. And if she is feeling spicy about it, could go with the big sweet tea. Instead, just goes with the couple of
Jeez
reds and
Louise.
then out at a 211 Packy.
Oh
She
my
is
God.
averaging less than a minute and 10 seconds.
That is insane. I don't care how good you are. That is insane.
All right, and Savage just continuing to make some good plays here. I think that yellow piece of garbage is by design. Could have gone to the left side with it, but still has things to play on there. And Savage just drilling into the board now. Yeah, clearing out that extraneous garbage, and I think that was there just to prevent drop time, Pack.
Yeah, she's trying to just take as little drop time as possible right now, but the way her board is set up is just kind of dictating that she has to take some of it, which I'm sure she doesn't want to do because when you come out of level 7 in 2 minutes and 9 seconds, pipe dreams of the first sub 5 start floating into your head.
Yeah, I think it's happening in 2025. Our player base is just getting better and better by the year, and it's definitely shown here. 11 viruses, now 10 viruses to go for Savage Octagon, who has came out of level 7 under 2 minutes 15 seconds, just absolutely throttling this run right now. Sarge keeping this competitive. He is down to his final 2, and Sarge has been playing just a fine game unto himself here, but this is one for the ages we're seeing on the left side of your screen.
Yeah, 340. Sarge is probably doing better in this round than he did in game 1. Just Savage is an absolute buzzsaw right now.
Mm-hmm.
But this level 8 has been a little difficult for her, but now she's out at 355.
Which is still, you don't see a 3 very often at the start of your timer there on a 6 to 9 run, but Savage Octagon is just playing one of the just best runs I've ever seen at this level.
Savage is really killing it right now. Savage mowing through 9 while Sarge is starting to chunk his way through 8. It looks like he has some interesting possibilities with this board. This double yellow is fortunate. It looks like
Oh,
he's going to use it to attack column 1 on the
yeah.
left-hand side of his board, which
I,
honestly is not a bad idea because like as tempting it was to get that L clear at the
mhm.
top or on the right side of his board, that basically practically leaves him with only half a field to play with.
Yeah, which does help out when you have those garbage situations or just unfavorable RNG. You can just chuck things off to the side. But Sarge making great work of this board down to his final 12 here. Savage Octagon down to her final dozen and a half or so of viruses here. Great play with the garbage just to get everything nice and tucked down. And little sigh there. I think she was like, "Oh, I had the drill clear." But still can make something out of it there, although there is that double red dependency on that left side of the board. Meanwhile, Sarge is just killing it here as well. He's looking for looks like maybe a triple combo. Oh, maybe a quad
Oh,
combo.
this is
Look
a
at this
quad.
Packy. Oh, that's a beautiful combo.
Let's go. Looks like he's going to make it to 9.
He is going to make it to 9 potentially here. Just needing some red or yellows. Colors are hard.
There we go. I mean, numbers can be hard too. I mean, I've spoken with Savage about this in the weekly checkup before.
Yeah.
When we learn calculus, we forget arithmetic, so it's a little
Yeah.
difficult to count to 4.
All right. And just with this double, Savage will be out at a 6:06, which is a really good time. But just an amazing time through 6 and 7 there. I don't know if that just alone is the fastest time ever at that 2:11, but good lord. Savage does take the match win and will advance to the second round, where she will face the winner of our next match, Ramsey Fox and Every Time We Slay, coming up here right after this break here on the DRMC. If you're watching live, if you're watching the VOD, thank you so much for subscribing. We'll see you soon here on the DRMC right after this.